When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
Continuing things here on CJAD 800, it's 11:20. Now a story out of the McGill University campus. In March 2020, a McGill art student filed an anonymous complaint of sexual violence against Declan McCool, the then vice president internal of the Student Society of McGill University. Now, new text messages revealed are calling into question his accuser's account in the case. The text messages raise questions about the accuser's version of events, as they suggest that they initiated sexual activity with McCool and intended on applying for his job once he was forced out because of the complaint. The case raises further issues about how sexual violence cases are processed on university campuses. Ari Goldkind is a criminal defense lawyer and legal analyst. He joins us on the program once again. Ari, welcome back.
Elias, great to be with you.
So let's talk about this case here. And maybe I'd love to get your initial take. When you heard of this story, what does this case say to you?
That this is one of the sickest, grossest, most unbelievable miscarriages of justice in the crazy Me Too movement that you will ever see. It's not just about university campuses, Elias. The same thing happens all the time in the criminal courts. If you're an accused person in Canada charged with any crime other than sexual assault, you're going to have the best lawyering, the best defense, the best opportunity to beat the case, the best ability to bring motions to show that all is not well. As soon as you're charged or accused of sexual assault, whether it's on a university campus like this kangaroo court that this man faced, or in the actual criminal justice system, the deck is so stacked against you. And the beautiful thing about this story, as ugly and hideous as it is it is a postcard for the kind of false allegations, character destruction, all by somebody, A, who wanted to have sex but then claimed after that she didn't, but used the sex she wanted to have to destroy a life, weaponize an adjudicative system at the university, and it is one of the most disgusting ruinations of a man's life I've ever seen. And I can tell you, Elias, you are probably one of the only people in Canada talking about it, because in a normal, sane world, this would be a story as big as Gomeshi. And I can tell you that it's a story that's not even one millionth as big as Gomeshi, and it really should be.
So, Ari, listen, I can probably tell you why, right? It has not become a big story, right? Because I think people are afraid of maybe going against is the wrong word, but, people do see, right, that there are instances with sexual abuse and sexual violence, and we want to be good people and make sure we have a society where that doesn't happen. And sometimes if you have any common sense on a particular case, you're thrown into the column of, oh, well, you don't want to take care of sexual violence. You don't care about it, right? So why did we lose that sort of, let's look at every case individually, you're proven innocent until proven guilty. Why have we lost that on cases of sexual assault?
That's a wonderful question. The reason is because our stupid world and our stupid criminal justice system, when it comes to this very narrow issue of law, is run by Twitter. We've lost all of our standards as a society about not believing all people. We should no longer believe all women any more than we should believe all men. We should no longer believe all Jews any more than Muslims, Asians over whites. This is all identity politic garbage. And everybody agrees that sexual violence is an epidemic. When it's real, it should be properly charged and appropriately prosecuted. By the way, it's probably not sentenced satisfactorily here. If you are truly a sexual offender, you receive a bigger gift in Canada than you will receive in the United States. So nobody should think, and I'm an apologist for any of this, But when you have a criminal justice system, and back to the story here, a university system that is run by people on the far left and people who are afraid to say anything. You hit the nail on the head, Elias. It's like if you talk about immigration, you're going to get called a name. If you talk about rampant crime, you're going to be called a name. If you talk about anything that goes against what Twitter tells you to think and tells you what you're not allowed to say, it just makes good, ordinary, average, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens shut up. But the effect of that, Elias, is that the criminal courts, when it comes to instructions for judges, the inability to defend yourself fully, even if you have a ton of ammunition to show that your accuser is lying. If it's in the university context, we don't even have enough time in this segment, Elias, to get into just how kangaroo court and horse manure the university treated this man, and this woman pays no price for what she did. That's the crazy part of it.
So, Ari,
this is all because good people have been silenced, Elias. That's my bottom line.
And I think we have time to just dive into two of those things here. We're with Ari Goldkind, criminal defense lawyer, legal analyst. We're talking about a case out of McGill University and a former VP internal of the Student Society of McGill University facing an anonymous complaint in the year 2020. And now new text messages reveal that are calling into question the account of the accuser here. So, Ari, a couple of things. I get it that on university campuses, things are out of whack. I get that. But in the justice system, has anything changed, right? Has whether it's the federal government in Ottawa, have there been changes that also disrupt how these cases are treated?
Yes, so this is the best of your questions, Elias, and this is the one that I think your audience will know the least of. And just imagine my answer in the next minute or two as if it's your dad or your brother or your best male friend getting charged with a crime that you know makes no sense. Don't make it an anonymous person. Make it your dad, your brother, your husband, or your best friend. Here's what happens post-Gomeshi. In every situation, Elias, and even you know in the Emergencies Act inquiry this week, there is a connection. Cross-examination, you don't telegraph to the person being cross-examined what you're going to ask them. The element of surprise is very important. You don't know what the lawyer has dug up or knows. Let's say Elias Makos is charged with sex assault. Just like the case we're talking about, you, the university guy, there's a ton of text messages that say, I want to have sex with Elias Makos tonight. I'm going to do everything I can to have sex with Elias. And if I can't have sex with Elias, I'm going to have sex with somebody else powerful in radio. That's close to the university thing. Now you and the woman have sex, and you have all these text messages on your phone. As a result of Gomeshi and our parliament and our judiciary and the Supreme Court, you no longer can use those text messages to show, hold on a second, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Now, just because somebody says at 7 o'clock they want to have sex doesn't mean they want to have it at 11, but it certainly goes to the whole story that a judge or a jury could see. Now, because the Me Too movement, the survivor issue, and I realize I'll win no popularity contest for telling the truth about that. I don't care. But now you have to, if you even get to use those texts, which you have to beg and plead and bring a motion to do, now you have to show those text messages to your accuser in advance. I emphasize this, Elias, in advance of your trial so that she will be prepared to be able to answer why these text messages show that the story does not add up. It is the ruination of proof beyond a reasonable doubt and the presumption of innocence. And, Elias, to end my answer on your question, if you're an accused man convicted of sexual assault, you are now going to lose 34 times in a row. Picture this if you're listening to me carefully. 34 times in a row, you will lose at the Supreme Court of Canada. You will lose 34 in a row times. This is a system that no longer works from a criminal justice point of view to men accused of sexual assault, and it's the easiest, I mean, maybe this is the punchline, Elias, it's the easiest charge or accusation to level against a man. It's the hardest charge for a man to defend. Those are the facts. If people don't like it, I'm sorry, but those are the facts.
So, and Ari, to wrap up here, the last thing I want to talk about is, so what about the accuser here? Are there any ramifications, whether criminally or otherwise, for a person who does a false accusation? 30 seconds.
Yeah, great question. In a sane world, there'd be what's called public mischief charges, but the prosecutors and the police won't have the guts to lay it because they'll get blowback from, yes, again, Twitter and the loudest voices in the room, the grifters who make money on all of this. And secondly, there would be defamation. But as you well know, Elias, from previous segments with me, extremely hard in Canada to bring such a suit, extremely expensive. And again, the politics of the situation would make a judge go, well, maybe, but I'm not going to pull the trigger on this. It's upsetting. It's improper. And if you have a loved one that you can picture being in Mr. McCool's spot, that's the man we're talking about, you would find this to be as outrageous as me, and you would not think I'm just being a defense lawyer, Elias, because you know I am not one who drinks my own Kool-Aid.
Ari, thanks for joining us. I'll leave you with one note from a listener. Veronica sends us this text message. As a survivor, false accusations make it much harder for actual survivors to come forward and press charges. That's from Veronica.
Veronica is absolutely right, Elias, and her point is exactly on the money.
Ari Goldkind, criminal defense lawyer and legal analyst, always fantastic on the program.